Hi everyone, as promised in the previous video where I did the unboxing and review of the contents, which you will be able to find if you select my username on my channel there. This is the Gelert Solo. Got it in July 2013, it arrived today, so of course I had to set it up. It's set up in the back garden for the time being. You'll actually be surprised when you set one of these up, if you choose to get one, how small it actually is compared to if you set up previous tents, say 2-man domes, or I have a 6-man dome tent, so it was a bit of a shock how small this actually is. As I said, it is a 1-man tent. This side here has the door running up the side there, and then there's a zip, I believe, that goes across the bottom as well, but we'll look at that in a minute. You have the 2 guy lines on the back corner there, and then there's 2 on the front there to actually hold the top parts taut where the poles underneath in the inside liner go. You do have the 2 toggles just at the top there, so if you do want to roll back the actual outer sheet, you can roll it back and then hold it up at the top there so it's out of the way rather than flapping down in your face the whole time. In the previous video I said you get loads and loads of pegs with it. I've actually used all the pegs to hold this in place. The 4 guy lines, and then there's multiple points around the outer sheet that actually need to be pegged down. What I'll do is I'll try and give you an overview of the whole tent without shaking the camera too much. So that's the lower section from the back there, and we'll just do a wander around, why not? So you can get an idea of how big it actually is. As you can see now, I've actually unzipped the outer layer there, and you do have a small porch area where you, as it says in the descriptions there, you can store a bag, keep it relatively dry. You can put your boots out there, or just to keep any little bits, cookware maybe, if it's still a bit warm and you don't want to put it inside your tent with you. The actual zipper on the outer sheet of the tent has 2 velcro fastenings up the side there. The zip was very smooth actually on the way up, as you'd expect really for a new product. It does have the zip that goes just up there, and then you have the zipper across the bottom here that runs pretty much the full length of the tent. It does have additional toggles inside for the fly net itself, so you can tie that up out of the way if it's a nice warm day and you want to go up and you want to be getting up and down all the time inside the tent. As far as space goes, it looks a lot more spacious than people tend to make out. There is space on the other side there, but there isn't a door unfortunately, so you can't get to stuff from inside the tent that's on that side. Although you could lift up the outer peg there and put things under that you're not going to need very often. There is a limited amount of space down the foot end there. I don't know how easy that is to see on the camera. But as far as width goes, for the floor space up where your chest area is going to be, there seems to be a good amount of space. Okay, what I'm going to do now is put in the Pro Force Challenger 400 sleeping bag and the ground mat as well as my daily walking bag, just to get an idea of if there's enough space for it in there with myself. Okay, back in a sec. Hi everyone, it is possible to fit inside with the larger sleeping bag. This is a 4-season one that I have in here at the moment. It does take a bit of wriggling to get in because it is very low. You will need to do up the side bottom zip there. You will have to do it up partially before you zip up your sleeping bag, otherwise you've got no chance of actually getting down to the zip right at the end there. I'm 6'3", and you will just about fit in here. My toes are touching the ends, but there is a bit of space up at the top by the head end. But unless you have a shaped sleeping mat, your rectangular ones aren't going to fit flush right up to the end because of the shape of the actual tent. So you would need to get a shaped one if you wanted that. If you don't have a separate pillow or anything like that to prop your head up. With regards to fitting my bag inside. Let's have a look. My bag is quite large, so the chances of it fitting in aren't so good. It is pretty packed out at the moment, but if you took out, say, your cooking stuff, other bits that could be left outside without any harm really, you could actually use it as a pillow, even with the rectangular sleeping mat, because where it drops down where the rectangular sleeping mat ends, you could actually use your bag as a pillow. And if you've got a thick enough sleeping bag, it will be quite comfortable. We're just going to close it up and see how it closes up. There are zippers on the inside as well, so that will make things a lot easier rather than attempting to do it from the outside. Also included on the inside is a little little triangular patch, which actually encloses the zippers so you don't knock them in the night. One last thing that I did notice was with the outer sheet tied back, with the toggles themselves that hold the outer sheet, and when you're actually inside the tent, what you'll need to do is, if it's raining or if you're going to be going in there to go to sleep, or you want to put the outer sheet down for any reason, you'll need to undo the two toggles ideally before you go to get into the tent, because that lower one will be a lot harder to undo from the inside, because of the limited profile of the tent itself, because it's so low to the ground. Okay, I hope that video of the Gelert Solo July 2013 tent helped some people out. Feel free to post questions or comments and I'll get back to you.